New Orleans, a city of jazz, voodoo, and secrets buried deeper than its cemeteries. But tonight, we dig them up. Every single theory you're about to hear, pure, unverified nonsense. Well, probably. But between you and me, sleep with the lights on tonight. The Cabildo, built in 1799 as the seat of Spanish rule in Louisiana, a place where laws were signed, treaties brokered, and where some say the past refuses to stay buried. In 1703, when France handed Louisiana to the United States in the shadowy backroom deal of the Louisiana Purchase, Spanish officials burned thousands of documents in the Cabildo's courtyard. Official reports called it routine bureaucracy. But why, then, were witnesses ordered to look away? What was so dangerous it had to be reduced to ash? Some say it was evidence of planned slave revolts, scrubbed to keep the colonies obedient. Others whisper of Spanish spies embedded in New Orleans, their identities erased. But the darkest theory? That the fire wasn't about hiding documents, but silencing something else, because in the years after, guards reported voices in locked rooms. Visitors felt tiny hands tugging their coats in empty corridors. And in 1921, a night watchman swore he saw children, pale, dressed in 18th century garb, playing in the courtyard at midnight. When he approached, they vanished, but not before one turned to him and screamed. Today, historians call the Cabildo a museum, but if you visit after hours, listen closely, the walls don't just whisper, they answer back. 1136 Royal Street, the LaLaurie Mansion, a gilded palace of French Quarter high society, and the site of atrocities so vile, even hardened criminals avoided it after the truth came out. Madame Delphine LaLaurie, wealthy, beautiful, a darling of 1830s, New Orleans. But behind closed doors, neighbors whispered of screams no one could explain, of servants vanishing overnight, of strange metallic smells wafting from the courtyard at dawn. Then, in April 1834, a fire broke out. When rescuers kicked down the attic door, they found 7 slaves locked inside. Some were grafted to furniture, their limbs broken and reset at unnatural angles. Others had their mouths sewn shut or organs swapped between bodies. One woman was found strapped to an operating table, still alive, her skull opened. LaLaurie fled to Paris, escaping justice. But here's the thing. Some say she never left, that she slipped back into the city under a new name, that she still walks these halls. In 2017, an Airbnb guest woke to find bloody handprints climbing the walls. Another captured a figure in a tattered ball gown standing over their bed at 3:33 a.m., the exact time LaLaurie's victims were said to be experimented on. When they screamed, the figure leaned down and whispered something in perfect 19th century French.
Tu es mon chef-d'œuvre maintenant.
Marie Laveau, the Voodoo Queen who ruled New Orleans not with a crown, but with fear. They say she could cure plagues with a whisper, or curse a bloodline with a glance. When Judge Pierre Croquet tried to outlaw her rituals in 1855, Marie didn't protest. She simply placed 7 black candles on his doorstep in the shape of a coffin. By sunrise, his infant son was found blue and cold, with no mark upon him. The doctor called it crib death. But the judge's wife swore she'd seen shadows with glowing eyes leaning over the cradle. After Marie's death in 1881, her followers buried her with live snakes and a stolen communion chalice. But the most damning clue? Her last words to the priest. "You'll never find my true grave." To this day, visitors beg her favor, leaving rum, Mardi Gras beads, and those who really want vengeance, they scratch 3 X's in their own blood. Some say if Marie accepts, you'll find the person who wronged you dead within a moon cycle with no fingerprints left at the scene. So ask yourself, is Marie Laveau really dead? Or is she just waiting for the right offering and the right enemy? New Orleans is a city of portals. Some say the first French settlers didn't build here. They contained something, and these are the locks. The oldest doors in the quarter predate the city itself. They're wood. Cypress soaked in Mississippi mud and human ash. The carvings, not decorative, binding sigils, each one different. This one. In 1902, Father Mathieu attempted to exorcise this very door. Witnesses heard him chanting, then laughing, then begging in a language never recorded. When they found him at dawn, the church sealed the records. But locals know the truth. These doors aren't locked. They're weighted shut. Because what's on the other side hungers. Knock 3 times. If you will dare. New Orleans doesn't just bury its dead, it feeds them to the river. And sometimes, the river feeds back. Between 1910 and 1930, 22 vessels disappeared along this stretch of the Mississippi. No storms, no distress calls, just gone. The Eclipse, a cargo ship carrying 200 barrels of molasses, erased at high noon. The Marie Laveau, yes, that name, a pleasure steamer, vanished mid-song, its band still playing, as it slipped beneath the waves. In 2017, divers searching for oil deposits found the SS Cotopaxi, lost since 1925. The ship sat upright on the riverbed, intact, but empty. No skeletons, no logs, just fresh Mardi Gras beads draped over the helm, beads that matched designs from the 1920s. But the real horror, the Cotopaxi's cargo hold was filled with river water and something else. Analysis showed human hemoglobin from over 300 different people, none matching the cruise records. Next time you take a river cruise, listen close. That's not the engine humming below deck, and those definitely aren't fish bumping against the hull. If you survive this video, smash the bell and subscribe, or the whispers follow you home. Hit that thumbs up if you dare. Comment what you saw in the mirror at 3:33 a.m.